You are about to notice the shift in something surprisingly quiet, what no longer deserves your reaction. The message that once controlled your whole day now occupies 10 minutes. The criticism still hurts, but it no longer cancels the work. The uncertainty remains, yet you complete one useful action before searching for reassurance. Nothing about this looks dramatic. That is why you may have missed it. This message will show you 5 quiet places where a powerful shift becomes visible. The reason progress often hides from the person making it, and a 7-day evidence method called one less, one more, one return. The 5th place is the most important because it reveals whether the shift survives disappointment. The first place to notice is reaction time. Not whether you react, but how long the reaction owns you. Perhaps disappointment once consumed 3 days and now consumes one evening. Perhaps you still become defensive, but apologize in 1 hour instead of 1 month. The emotion is not smaller enough to impress you, yet the recovery is faster. Measure the distance between trigger and return. Minutes, hours, days, or weeks. Progress may exist in the shortened distance. Do not use this measurement to rush grief or healing. Some experiences deserve time and support. The question is whether you are becoming more able to care for yourself while emotion moves through you. The second place is the quality of your questions. The old question was, why does this always happen to me? The new question is, what pattern is present and which part can I influence? The old question searched for a total explanation. The new question searches for information and action. You may not notice this as transformation because no external event changed. But a better question can lead to a different decision, and a different decision changes what happens next. Listen to the question you ask after rejection. What is wrong with me? Or, what exactly was rejected and what information is useful? Listen after conflict. How do I make them agree? Or, what boundary, repair, or clarification is needed? The question reveals the reality your mind is building. The third place is your tolerance for quiet. You no longer need constant interpretation. You can leave a message unanswered until morning. You can allow a good moment without asking when it will end. You can sit for 5 minutes without searching for another prediction. Quiet may feel uncomfortable if chaos was familiar. The nervous system can mistake calm for emptiness. Do not create a problem simply to return to an emotional level you recognize. Let peace be uneventful. A healthy life contains many moments that would make poor dramatic scenes. Water, sleep, honest work, consistent people, ordinary laughter. Their lack of intensity does not reduce their value. If these first 3 places describe you, subscribe. This channel is here to help you notice real movement without requiring a dramatic promise. The 4th place is how you handle access. You are becoming slower to give complete trust and faster to notice consistency. You do not confuse intense attention with care. You let people earn closeness through behavior over time. This shift may look like distance to people who benefited from immediate access, but wise trust is not a wall. It is a gate that responds to evidence. Ask, does this person create increasing clarity? Do words and actions agree? Can they hear no? Can conflict lead to repair? No relationship is perfect, but patterns matter. Also notice whether you are allowing good people closer. Protection can become isolation if every person is measured by an old betrayal. The shift is not only learning to close access. It is learning where access can safely grow. The 5th place is your response to disappointment. This is where the shift proves itself. The application receives no. The video performs poorly. The person does not change. You still feel the impact, but you do not immediately rewrite your identity. You review, repair, redirect, or rest. Disappointment becomes an event rather than a verdict. Use 4 words: feel, fact, lesson, next. Feel. Name the emotion. Fact. State what actually happened. Lesson. Identify useful information without inventing blame. Next, choose one responsible action. Disappointed. The proposal was declined. The opening was unclear. I will revise and send it to one more suitable place. The formula does not remove pain. It prevents pain from writing every conclusion. Now let us examine why progress hides. The mind is designed to notice problems, changes, and threats. A solved problem becomes quiet, so attention moves to what remains unfinished. This can create progress blindness. You improve and immediately move the standard. Yesterday, sending the message required courage. Today, you criticize yourself for not receiving the answer. Last month, walking 10 minutes was difficult. Now you dismiss it because it is not 30. The goal moves before gratitude records the distance. You do not need to lower your standards. You need to let completed evidence count before setting the next one. Use a before and now sentence. Before, I waited 3 days to repair. Now, I return the same day. Before, I avoided every number. Now, I review one account each week. Specific comparison reveals movement without exaggeration. Avoid comparing your private process with someone else's public result. Compare like with like. Your current response with your earlier response. Your current evidence with your earlier evidence. Now begin the one less, one more, one return method, one less. Record one old behavior that happened less often or lasted less time. One less check. One shorter argument. One evening without emotional spending. One more. Record one helpful behavior that happened once more. One honest question. One page. One walk. One clear no. One return. Record one moment you drifted and came back. You missed the routine, then restarted. You reacted, then repaired. Return is evidence that change can survive reality. These 3 lines take less than 2 minutes. Use them for 7 days. Do not turn them into a performance. Blank lines reveal where support is needed. At the end of the week, ask which category appeared most naturally and which remained difficult. If one less is difficult, remove a cue. If one more is difficult, reduce the action. If one return is difficult, prepare a repair sentence. Here is a pattern interrupt. The strongest shift may not be what you started doing. It may be what you stopped needing to prove. Perhaps you no longer explain every boundary. You no longer announce every plan. You no longer need the person who hurt you to agree with your version before healing begins. This is not indifference. It is energy returning from a negotiation that had no end. Ask, what am I still trying to prove, and to whom? That you are good, that they were wrong, that the time was not wasted. Then ask which action would serve your future if the proof never arrived. Complete that action. Healing should not remain dependent on the jury changing its mind. Now notice the shift in your body. Persistent symptoms deserve qualified care, but ordinary awareness can still reveal progress. You recognize tension earlier. You rest before collapse. You breathe before answering. The body receives evidence through repetition. Do not demand instant safety from a system trained by months or years of stress. Offer small experiences. 10 minutes of rest without guilt. One request for help. One calm conversation. The body learns from what happens after the new choice. Notice the shift in your work. You may still fear being seen, but the work reaches reality sooner. You finish a smaller version. Ask for feedback. Review actual performance instead of guessing. Contact with reality replaces endless preparation. Notice the shift in money. You look at one number instead of avoiding everything. You wait before spending from emotion. You seek information. The amount may not have transformed yet. Your relationship with the amount has. Notice the shift in relationships. Potential matters less than pattern. Consistency feels more attractive. Confusion loses some of its romance. You allow trust to grow slowly. Notice the shift in time. You protect one repeated block. You begin before motivation reaches its peak. You stop expecting every day to feel important. All of these shifts are powerful because they create options. Options are a form of freedom. There are 5 progress blind spots worth checking before you decide nothing has changed. The first is neutral progress. You expected joy, but what arrived was less dread. You expected confidence, but what arrived was a normal morning without the old panic. Neutral can be a major improvement when the previous baseline was distress. Let absence count. The second is private progress. Nobody applauded the boundary you kept, the expense you did not make, or the message you did not send. Public evidence is easy to remember. Private integrity is often where identity changes first. The third is maintenance. You dismiss the fact that you kept something stable because it did not grow. But maintaining sleep, health routines, savings, or calm during a difficult period may require real strength. Not every season is for expansion. Some are for protecting what matters. The fourth is changed attraction. The old chaos no longer feels as exciting. Consistency, preparation, and calm begin looking more valuable. You may call this boredom. It may be discernment changing what receives your attention. The fifth is changed repair. You still make mistakes, but apology becomes faster and less defensive. You ask what the impact was. You change one behavior. Repair is progress because it stops a mistake from becoming a repeated environment. Write one example for each blind spot that applies. Less dread, private integrity, maintenance, changed attraction, faster repair. You may find more evidence than your original measurement allowed. Now create a progress sentence that includes both movement and truth. I am recovering faster, and this trigger still needs support. I am more consistent, and the routine is not automatic yet. This prevents gratitude from becoming denial, and ambition from becoming contempt. There is another subtle shift. The need to announce may be decreasing. In the past, speaking about a plan created the emotional reward before the work began. Now you may prefer to complete the first repetitions privately. Silence is not always fear. Sometimes it is protection from premature identity. Give a beginning 7 days before asking people to evaluate it. Let the behavior gather evidence. Then choose feedback from someone able to understand the goal, rather than someone attached to your old role. Also notice whether you are becoming more selective about advice. More information once felt safer. Now you may ask, has this person built, studied, or lived something relevant to the decision? Selectivity is not closed-mindedness. It is attention becoming valuable. Use a 2-source limit for 1 week. Choose one trusted source of information and one source of human support. Stop collecting additional opinions until you complete one action. This converts learning into contact with reality. Finally, notice whether your definition of a good day has changed. A good day may no longer require perfect emotion or visible success. It may mean you kept the central promise, treated someone well, and returned when you drifted. A definition you can live creates more stable motivation than a standard designed only for exceptional days. Now choose one area where the shift is already visible and one where it needs support. Do not attack the weaker area. Design for it. If evening is weak, prepare the cue before evening. If boundaries collapse under guilt, write the sentence you will read after saying no. If work disappears under overwhelm, define the 10-minute start. Support turns insight into continuation. Create one if-then plan. If disappointment arrives, then I will use feel, fact, lesson, next. If I miss the routine, then I will return the following day with a smaller step. If quiet feels unsafe, then I will wait 5 minutes before creating stimulation. The plan connects a predictable moment with a prepared response. Now consider the shift you expected. Perhaps you wanted a sudden opportunity reunion, or sign. Those things may or may not happen. Do not overlook the part already available. Stronger discernment, a shorter recovery, a clearer question, a more honest action. Internal change is not a guarantee of a specific external reward. It changes how you meet opportunity, loss, love, and uncertainty. That alone can alter the direction of a life. For the next 48 hours, look for evidence without hunting for coincidence. One less, one more, one return. Let behavior speak. Do not announce the evidence immediately. Some progress grows better before it becomes content for other people. Protect it from premature judgment. Before you go, identify the quiet shift you nearly dismissed. The shorter reaction, the better question. The calm you did not destroy. The boundary. The return after disappointment. Something powerful has shifted when your old trigger no longer receives the same amount of your life. Write this in the comments. I will notice what my choices are building. Like this message if it helped you see real evidence, and subscribe for more spiritual motivation grounded in truth and action. You do not need a dramatic sign tonight. Notice one less, one more, and one return. The shift may already be there.